And look, I understand that families who are struggling probably don't care why the prices are up. They just want them to go down. Joe, what are you going to do to bring them down? But it's important that we understand the root of the problem so we can take steps to solve it. I've been upfront with the American people from the outset that there would be a cost here at home of Putin's decision to brutally and savagely invade a sovereign nation. But as your president, I remain committed to doing everything in my power to blunt the impact on American families.
Social Security is finally getting more money. Hey, what is up, YouTube? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you're having a very great Saturday. So much news, so much to talk about. Let's dive in. So Joe Biden said that everything is better because he has taken office. Things are better, they've been better, and job unemployment is better. Everything just seems to be better. But there's one thing that he said that has really stirred me up, got me kind of thinking that, you know what? Hey, he might actually have a plan to get us out. Now, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He is our president, and many of you guys voted for him. So we're trying to wait and see if he can get us out of this pickle. He sounds like he knows that American families are struggling. He knows that those on Social Security, SSI, Ssdi, and even those with a low income are struggling, and he's wanting to do everything he can to get us out of this inflation. Now, I don't really understand the concept between sending other countries money. I put a community post saying, do you agree that Biden should have sent $55 billion to other countries? Do you agree? Yes, no, or impeach Joe Biden? Let us know down in the comments below. But the thing that really devastates me is that people are struggling just to eat food. That should never happen in this country. And that 55 billion who went somewhere else, you could have divided that in half and gave half to us and half to everybody else. But listen, guys, we know that with inflation, money's very important right now, guys, and we know that. And so that's why Joe Biden said that the Social Security, everything is actually going to be helped. He's letting off and letting them handle it, and they're talking about boosting it again, which is amazing because you guys need a boost just to keep up with inflation. Now, here's a video that really kind of summarizes it all. I mean, I literally couldn't stop watching because it's like he kept saying something else that brought me back in. I was literally about to stop watching. He said something else, so I kept watching. So guys, check out this video and let me know what you think.
I know that even with today's good news, a lot of Americans remain anxious, and I understand the feeling. I grew up in a family about 100 miles from here that where the price of gas went up, you felt it. It was a discussion at the kitchen table. And there's no denying that high prices, particularly around gasoline and food, are a real problem for people. But there's every reason for the American people to feel confident that we'll meet these challenges. Because of the enormous progress we've made on the economy, the Americans can tackle inflation from a position of strength. It's still a problem. We can tackle it from a position of strength. The purpose that we've set out to accomplish and the progress we've made, I think, is critical. At the time I took office, about 16 months ago, the economy had stalled and COVID was out of control. Today, thanks to the economic plan and the vaccination plan that my administration put in action, America has achieved the most robust recovery in modern history, just 2 years removed from the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. The job market is the strongest it's been since just after World War II. We've got more evidence of that today. We learned in May the economy 80,000 new jobs, bringing the total since I took office to 8.7 million new jobs, an all-time record. We learned that more Americans entered the labor force in May. In fact, working-age people have come back into the workforce at a faster rate in this recovery than at any point in the last 40 years. That means that the unemployment rate is near historic lows, and the number of Americans on unemployment benefits has gone from record highs to record lows, with millions of Americans moving up to better jobs with better pay. And American manufacturing is booming. 600,000 new manufacturing jobs created since I took office. But it isn't only about jobs. Since I took office, families are carrying less debt. Their average savings are up. A recent survey from the Federal Reserve found that more Americans feel financially comfortable than any time since the survey began in 2013. That confidence and comfortability is part of the reason why Americans applied to start more new small businesses last year than ever before in American history. And because of our historically strong growth, we have strengthened Medicare and Social Security programs that millions of American families rely on. Yesterday, I learned that Social Security and Medicare trust funds will be able to pay benefits for longer than previously projected before we pass the American Rescue Plan. The reason? A faster than expected recovery in jobs, earnings, economic growth, has all strengthened the financial prospects for these bedrock programs. In fact, America is in a stronger economic position today than just about any other country in the world. Independent experts have projected that the U.S. economy could grow faster than China's economy this year. That hasn't happened since 1976, nearly one half century ago. The point is this: we've laid an economic foundation that's historically strong, and now we're moving forward to a new moment where we can build on that foundation, build a future of stable, steady growth, so we can bring down inflation without sacrificing all the historic gains we've made. And that's what we're beginning to see in today's jobs report. With today's numbers, the jobs over the last 3 months have averaged about 400,000 jobs per month. That's historically robust, and a sign we're beginning to shift to steady growth after rapidly recovering 600,000 jobs per month over the prior 6 months. And as we move to a new period of stable, steady growth, we should expect to see more moderation. We aren't likely to see the kind of blockbuster job reports month after month like we had over this past year. But that's a good thing. That's a sign of a healthy economy with steady growth, rising wages for working families, everyday costs easing up, and shrinking the deficit. That stability puts us in a strong position to tackle what is clearly a problem: inflation. I've been very clear that fighting inflation is my top economic priority. On Tuesday, I spoke about one element of my inflation plan, giving the Federal Reserve the space they need to operate. Today, I'd like to address the two additional elements of my plan to tackle inflation. One, bringing down the cost of everyday goods for families. And two, bringing down the federal deficit at the same time. Bringing down the cost, here's where we stand. The two challenges on the minds of most working families are prices at the pump and prices at the grocery store. Both of these challenges have been directly exacerbated by Putin's war in Ukraine. The price of gas is up $1.40 since the beginning of the year, when Putin began amassing troops at the Ukrainian border. This is a Putin price hike. Putin's war has raised the price of food because Ukraine and Russia are two of the world's major bread baskets for wheat and corn, the basic product for so many foods around the world. Ukraine has 20 million tons of grain in storage right now, and it's been in storage since the last harvest. Normally, that would have already been exported into the world market. But because of Putin's invasion and blockade of the port on which they could take that grain out for the rest of the world, it's not. It's not. And look, I understand that families who are struggling probably don't care why the prices are up. They just want them to go down. Joe, what are you going to do to bring them down? But it's important that we understand the root of the problem so we can take steps to solve it. I've been upfront with the American people from the outset that there would be a cost here at home of Putin's decision to brutally and savagely invade a sovereign nation. But as your president, I remain committed to doing everything in my power to blunt the impact on American families.
So guys, do you believe President Joe Biden? He actually kind of sounds like they've scripted it out and he's got a game plan. He may not be the one just getting things moving, but at least those that are working with him are figuring it out. They understand that our economy needs help. People need help, and so we have to do something. But let's talk about something that was kind of mind-blowing. They're saying that by 2035, I'm sure you heard, they're going to run out of being able to pay people on Social Security. Now, that doesn't make any sense at all. Let me tell you why. Because you and I both know that if you've ever had a job, they automatically take it out. So that money's being dumped into Social Security. So the question is, where is that money going? Everybody who is drawing on Social Security has paid something in. I'm not talking about those on disability or those that were not able to work. I'm talking about those on Social Security that are drawing out things that they've put in, because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if everybody is being pulled out automatically, how can we ever run out of money? It's because they've been using that money for other things, which is not a good thing, but they're planning to repay it back. I just hope that they figure something out, because they've got to get you guys caught up with this inflation hike. Grocery prices are high. You heard Joe Biden say that. Gasoline is super high and it's hurting American families. So they've got to step it up for those on a fixed income. And they've also got to help those that are in the low class and middle class, because I found this out yesterday. People living on a $250,000 annual salary are still living paycheck to paycheck. Now, yes, I think that 80% of that is because of bad financial planning. But what I do know is that everything's went up. So guess what? If you don't plan financially good now, you're going to struggle even more, because things cost so much more. So guys, let me know down in the comments, what do you think about Joe Biden and his plan to rescue the American economy and all this stuff that he's saying. Guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. I know you need help. They know you need help. I can't help what they do, but we can help out on this channel by providing you guys with some help, some money to get you guys going through the week and through the month. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the stimulus news. And while you're at it, go ahead and smash that like button. Guys, if you like making money, then smash that like button and let us know down in the comments below. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to come. And until next time, I'm John Miro.